Actor Alan Cumming is a man of many talents. He's performed in musicals like Cabaret, worked with the director Stanley Kubrick, and even played a baddie in James Bond. His new memoir is called Baggage. Alan Cumming, the way you tell stories, both on the page and verbally, gives what I can only describe as a feeling of delight. Is the art of telling an anecdote something that one can learn, or is it just instinctive?
I think you can definitely get better at it. I think you find your voice, as you get older or as you get more practiced at telling stories. A couple of years ago, I was in LA and something crazy happened to me. And I came back to New York and I was telling this story, and it just so happened the same friend was out at 3 different events with me that week. And he said to me, "I've heard that story 3 times this week." And I went, "And did it get better each time?" And he went, "Yes." I'm like, "Well, there you go then."
I've got a secret theory about that. Now, when bad or annoying things happen to me in life, I will often think, yes, but this is going to make a fantastic dinner party story later.
Absolutely. Yeah, I sort of think that talk show material. That's what I think a lot of the time.
In Baggage, when you're writing about Liza Minnelli, you talk about being interested in what it is that makes us drawn to look at somebody on stage or on screen more than somebody else. And you point out that it's not always actors. Sometimes waiters have that quality. Sometimes cab drivers have that quality. What is it? Have you been able to actually point out what that actually is?
Someone who's, even if they don't realise it, is vulnerable enough to let you see inside them, to let you see a part of them. Really let you in, and they're just open to life and open to you and open to experience. And I think that's what it is. And even if you're playing a character, you can still do that within the character, and you're still more interested in that person.
You write about acting being both utter deceit and utter truth. And it's interesting because for that to work, you have to have that authenticity that you were talking about there. But then at the same time, it is also being manufactured.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. And I think that it's like telling a story, like I'm saying, I tell a story many times and it gets better, and even what I find is that when I tell stories, like in my concert shows, there's a couple of stories I've been telling for years and they still make me laugh. Like I'm not faking my enjoyment of telling them.
I interviewed Paul McCartney one time and he was talking about the song Hey Jude, and I was thinking that he must want to sing Hey Jude like he wants a punch in the face. But he said, no, actually, that's not right, that he loves singing it and it's because of the energy that the audience brings every time.
Right. Yeah, well, you want the anticipation of something. I find that everybody always wants me to sing WILLKOMMEN from Cabaret.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
Every time I'm hosting some awards or something, they go, "Wouldn't it be great if you opened the show by singing WILLKOMMEN?" And I go, "Yeah, it would be great, but I would rather stick pins in my eyes if I had to do that." But yeah, this year in Adelaide, when I was artistic director of the Cabaret Festival, I sang WILLKOMMEN.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
I sort of started it, and then Hans the German came on and he finished it because he was hosting the night.
Are you ready to party, bitches?
I actually really liked it in that way. It was something that was being reinvented, and it wasn't just me singing this song.
You worked with the famous film director Stanley Kubrick in Eyes Wide Shut, and it was interesting reading that section of the book that he has this very formidable, scary reputation, but actually he turned out to have quite a lovely sense of humour.
Well, that's the thing about all those things. So Stanley's this scary tyrant we think actually turns out to be a big sweetie, a big sweetheart, and we had a lovely time and we stayed friends afterwards. Then I go from doing this, doing a Stanley Kubrick film straight into the Spice Girls, like the opposite end of the sort of artistic spectrum.
Ticket, we have a ticket.
And so that, I think, confounding, when people are confounding or situations are confounding.
I also think there's the flip side of that, because you talk about working with the Spice Girls and how adorable and lovely they are, and then if you're a fan as a reader, that gives you a warm feeling because you think, oh, what a relief that the Spice Girls actually are as adorable as they seem.
Yeah, and also I got them before they kind of went a bit, they were like beautiful ripe fruit, before they went rotten and smelly and all went horribly wrong. I had them just at that cusp. It was a beautiful time.
You write that from the beginning of my career, I've careened from genre to genre, up and down the ladder of cultural taste. That is such a wonderful place from which to have a love of the arts, to have that complete absence of any snobbery about it, or as we might say here in Australia, to not be a wanker about it.
No, I hope I'm not a wanker. I don't think I'm a wanker about anything, except in the privacy of my own home, of course. But a lot of the things I do, I want to challenge sort of artistic snobbery, or just snobbery in general, but artistic snobbery especially. I mean, and that's in a way why I say that my favourite film is Spice World, because I actually I want to say to people, what do you mean when you ask me what my favourite film is? Do you mean like what I think is the best film I've done, or the most successful film, or what is the most fun experience I've had in a working situation? I think it should be the latter for favourite. And I also say the Spice because it was a magical time. But also I want to say it to people because to say, you thought I was going to say, you know, something posh and some, you know, arty thing. Why do you kind of want me to be boxed into your idea of what my choice would be? And I feel like I've got this very eclectic taste. I love the high and I love the low. And I continue to do that, and I think that's what makes me tick and what makes me interested and interesting, I think.
Alan, it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.